Hell, hope everybody's doing all right. I'm just keeping up on my video logging as days go by. Um, just I'm just pretty busy all the time now, and I have some clients that are, just like myself. A month ago, I hit some depression issues, and I'm more aware now why. You know, um, I have to be very busy. I'm one of those people. I have to be solving problems and doing things and be very busy, or I just seem to go into a land of despair in my mind. And I'm working on stuff with Primal Medical every day, working on stuff with clients every day. Um, things, Humanifort's going big places, doing stuff with Humanifort every day and Emmerich. And sometimes I wish I got a little more time with John Jaquish, but as everybody knows, he's very busy too. A lot of it, you know, he's definitely always pursuing new things, which is cool because we all reap the rewards of that. But um, he's become somewhat famous, and I shouldn't say somewhat. He's famous now, and um, with that, there's just he's in a lot of interviews and things like that on top of everyday life. So I um, there's that, but when I was in that bad place, I still worked out and ate all right. Some days I didn't eat perfect. Some days I even ate too many carbs or saturated fat. Some days I didn't eat enough. Um, and I worked out, but a lot of it was just getting a workout. And um, there was a lull that time of year. People are busy. It just everything just kind of slowed down, and I I was in a different place. I wasn't in my own environment where I see people I see most of the time, and I was just very by myself all the time, and kind of felt like I didn't know where I was going, and it scared the shit out of me. And I have other clients now, you know, a couple I can think of off the top of my head. People just go through shit, and um, I try my best to tell them you just have to keep going. And that's where I'm going with all this is there's a point when, we have desire and motivation and just enjoy. And sometimes, like I really enjoy when I'm in the place where I'm making good gains working out and I'm just knocking my meals out of the park and I'm sleeping all right. And that sort of thing. But then when something sidetracks you in life, um, that's where a lot of people fail and they don't have enough discipline. Because I had talked to my girlfriend at times, and I would tell her, for example, because she's just almost too nice. She's If I don't feel like working out, she's going to say, "Well, just don't worry about working out tonight, honey." God bless her. I love her to death, but that's not what I need to hear in that situation. But my own discipline, I have to and I had to do it this morning with my first back workout, back and chest. My first one, I'm so fucking sore from all this shit coming out of my body, and I've talked to my girlfriend about it. Is I've been hurting so bad for the last 2 years that it's actually drove me to the point of just about being nuts. There was a point where I forced myself to not work out for a couple weeks. I was sick anyway, so fuck it, as long as I'm sick. And I've reversed stuff to the point that for that 2 weeks, stuff still slowly was coming out. My working out just exaggerates it. And like right now, um, I can point out. God, where's my? See if my muscle chart will show up here. Um, the IT band on the outside of my thigh, between where the femur comes out here and the top of your hip bone is, that whole section I just ripped off, right? And this area I have blackened up here, this was all frozen, this whole thing, and it pulled up so much that my tricep ripped right there, right? And so and all the way around my hips and my whole spine had scar tissue all the way through. I was just like, just from the ridiculous amounts of weights I'd lifted. And when I worked construction, I fell off a water tower. I've had trees fall on me, been hit with sledgehammers, um, had crane balls hit me, like, and all that stuff cumulatively on top of then all that. It was, and for some reason, when your body gets conditioned in a certain position like that, it feels normal to you, but it's not. And what's happened is my hips have stood up and my whole spine stood up, which then everything that was tight had to be forcibly ripped apart. And as I'm working out, it softens a lot of it up. I'm using the X3 and it's softening all that tissue up. And it's at the point now where my entire neck is ripping tissue and the inflammation and pain. And then I get very exhausted. And all I can think is of that's a lot of healing to do on a regular basis on top of my working out. Like this morning, I just felt like I had my ass kicked in the dirt. And yesterday was my off day from training. I hit 400 grams of protein, and all I did was a couple sets of upright rows with the X3 for my external rotation, but not to failure. I just grabbed the light gray band and did a couple sets of 12 through the day just for mobility type stuff. And so to this morning, I drug my ass through a workout, but I had to do it. I'm feeling a little better as the day's going on here. And after my workout, I just ate a papaya. So I got a little dopamine burst. I feel good, so I might as well make a video, huh? All right. Um, but the one thing that it keeps me going is just it's that self-discipline and that knowing that eventually I'm gonna feel good again. And I'll be pissed if I wasted all that time I didn't feel good just sabotaging myself. Because now when I feel good, I won't be very far behind. At least you're going through the motions and doing it. So, a lot of these clients of mine, they call me and, Mike, sometimes it's family stuff. I know one guy right now, some things with his wife, and all I can try to do at that point is be supportive. But he messages me, he says, I'm still working out and my diet's okay. It's just not perfect. Um, we'll talk next week. And I try to give something encouraging back, you know, and just try to be there to remind him of things like that. And in a message I had said, um, this is where, rather than your motivation, your discipline's kicking in. Because eventually the issues they're dealing with will be gone and you'll feel good again. And then, fuck, I just spent the last 3 weeks destroying myself, you know, and they don't have, and then down the road, that's what makes the champions from the people that don't make it, you know, and um, you deal with it a lot with diet with people. People are just hooked on fucking carbs, the processed carbs especially, and it when you realize how bad the shit is, when you see the science and you feel it, and then you change your life, and then those foods, the way they affect you, you're like, people eat this shit every day, you know? Um, I spend a lot of time pulling people off of processed carbohydrates and switching them over. First thing I do is switch them over to like fruit and potatoes and honey and, you know, um, and we don't have to ever come 100% off of those. We just limit them because there's a point where you're going to get fat beyond anything, you know. But then you actually get that good dopamine high off just a little bit of honey or have a banana before you work out or something because you're not desensitized to all the shit, you know. But there's a lot of willpower and discipline in shaking that habit, you know, and that's something that we definitely need to see more of in people nowadays is just discipline because things aren't going to feel always good, but it's what you need to do. And when you have the discipline to do what you need to do, when you come out on the other end, you're proud of yourself and you feel good. And you actually feel better than you would have if you would have subjected yourself to some sort of a gut response way of coping with the situation. Then you have a bigger high because you get this huge high from accomplishing something that you normally would not. And I've always myself personally liked to be the guy that would go places that other people wouldn't. And I've been called crazy in life because when it came to challenging things, I would always be the one guy that would take it to the extreme where all your buddies are like, man, we worry about you sometimes. You know? and, and unfortunately, I had done that with some performance enhancing drugs in my life. And there was even a short stint of alcohol use coping with massive depression. And uh, it was discipline, just self discipline, when you dig down and pull it out, that made me turn my life completely around. But from all the things I went through, I learned a lot of shit. And that's what I'm trying to teach people now. I know a completely different way for the bodybuilders to be healthy and achieve the same physiques anybody ever had, if not better. You know, we use variable resistance, we use proper primitive dieting, and we've hacked TRT, so we don't have to take steroids anymore. So there was that. Now I'm going to make a video about rep tempo. Hope everybody has a good day. Bye.